Velkommen alle sammen. Been meaning to make this video for a while, but it's the first time I'm flying with them. Norse Air. Norseman has to fly Norse Air. So the coolest thing about them is that they are the budget airline, of course, and they have a lot of direct flights to places around Europe and the US. I've been on budget airlines before, and they haven't exactly been comfortable traveling experiences, but let's see what this one is going to be like. Off to the airport now.
So, Fly Norse, aka Norse Atlantic Airways, is a brand new Norwegian-based airline established in 2021, but it only started flying about a year ago. And the whole gimmick of it is that it's a low-budget, long-haul airline celebrating 1,000 years since the Vikings originally crossed the Atlantic, mainly operating from various US cities into Europe and back, and offering very low prices. I got this flight one way from Oslo to Los Angeles for less than $300, which is absolutely insane. They get you with some extra fees here and there if you want to bring a checked bag and extra meals and things like that, but for me it was only $50 extra, so about $325 for a one-way trip. That's incredible. That's a very low price, guys. My family and I have been flying between Los Angeles and Norway for more than 30 years now, and we have never seen a price like that anywhere near it. And this is in peak season too, right in the middle of summer, so if this airline is good, it's going to revolutionize travel between the US and Europe. But also in my 30 years of traveling, I have seen many budget airlines come and go, getting horrible reviews and eventually going bankrupt. So let's see what Norse Air has to offer. And also I'm looking forward to see what kind of Viking themed things they have on board. First potential issue is that flights only go on certain days. They don't go every single day, only certain days a week, but if your travel dates are a little flexible, that's no problem at all. The real red flag and the worst part of this trip is right here. The airline does not allow you to check in and get your boarding pass online, so everyone is pretty much forced to stand in this hell of a long line, even if you have no bags to check. We're going straight back to the 90s here, where you have to stand in an hour-long line to get your boarding pass. I really hope they do something about that. Until then, though, I recommend getting there at least 3 hours ahead of time. I got there pretty early, so it only took me 15 minutes to get through that line, but after that it got really ugly, so definitely try to get there early if you're flying Norse. My favorite thing about the whole trip, though, when I got to check in, they were still selling upgrades, and guys, I upgraded to premium class for just $245 US. That's incredible. On long hauls like this, that can cost thousands sometimes. Me being broke my whole life, I have always traveled economy. I never even set a foot in the upper classes on planes. This is actually the first time I ever flew on an upgrade, so I'm going to show you how that is. But yeah, that's another reason to show up early, because premium class will sell out, and you can also bid on an upgrade before your flight, before you get to the airport, and I would probably do that next time if it was me. Before I fly, gotta get some goodies from Norway, some gulost and some elk sausage and some other things to tide me over until the next trip back home. Getting through the airport and gate and onto the plane was very smooth, easy, and everything was on time, taking off, no problems or delays. And by the way, the logo on the plane you see here is modeled after the Oseberg Ship, the richest ship burial of the Viking Age. A little fun fact there. On the plane, I was in heaven. I had never flown above economy in my life, like I said, so I'm new at this, but they brought drinks and snacks out as soon as you got on the plane, something you'd have to pay for otherwise if you were in economy. Now, if you're above 6 foot tall, flying absolutely sucks no matter what. It doesn't matter what airline, I have never been comfortable and had enough space for my legs. Norse Air in economy is the same, of course, but in premium, look at these beautiful seats, recliner and footrest, some double action there with plenty of room and wide seats for my big ass. Just that alone is worth the 200 plus extra I spent. Also in premium class, you get 2 warm meals as opposed to the one that you would get in economy. The food was good. I mean, it's not first class Qatar Airways steak and lobster meals, but it's pretty good. Nice chicken and rice for dinner, and breakfast was a nice panini type of thing with some sides and juice and teas and coffee included. I'd say above average food compared to other airlines I've been on. They also had a special tinting technology in the windows, so you can see the sights in the daytime when you need, and then they darken it up nice at night so you can get some sleep if you need to. As for the entertainment, a selection of movies and TV was not the best. I was hoping for an array of all the best Viking movies and TV shows. It's only fitting on Norse Air, but I rate the selection of the movies on here a little below average compared to other airlines, but I usually catch up on reading anyway on the long flights, so that's no problem for me. Also note though that even in economy class they have screens on each seat and entertainment there as well, where many low budget airlines don't even have that yet on their long hauls. So that's another win for Norse Air. Other than the free drinks and the more space, of course, there really isn't a huge difference between economy and premium. If it was 1,000 more, like many other airlines say it would, I would have been disappointed, but just for the 240 that I paid, it was fantastic. And for those of you with a little bit of flight anxiety, it was a totally smooth flight, no turbulence. Of course, this depends on the weather and the day, of course, but these airplanes are 787s, some of the biggest and best aircraft out there. At least for their long hauls, Norse Air uses those. That's about it. Arrived in Los Angeles smooth and ahead of schedule. Overall, one of the best flying experiences I've ever had in my life, and the best deal. And on top of that, direct flights to the places that are otherwise not really possible to get to direct. You usually need layovers to travel a lot of these routes, ones that I fly a lot, so I will definitely try to fly Norse Air every time I can, and I hope they stay in business forever, unlike a lot of the low budget airlines, so we'll hope for the best there. Thank you for Norse Air for having us on board. How about you guys? Let me know. Any trips coming up? Have any of you flown them before? What was the experience like? Let us all know in the comments down below.